Welcome to Ag Shorts. I'm Calen. With me is my father, Brandon. Today we talk about needing additional help on the range. It's not always a one-man job or one-woman job. So when are those times that you need additional help, and who are you typically asking for the help?
At the most inconvenient time is when you need it.
Yeah,
It
pretty
seems like
accurate.
the big ones are during not so much calving, because you can always use some help when you're doing that. I mean, it's not a big deal. Because it's just steady, constant, and it's tiring. And we're not putting hay up yet. That's yet to be, determined. But certainly when we're branding, I mean, it would take forever to get through, all of our calves in a single day with just by yourself. It'd be almost impossible. I don't know how you
Yeah.
could, because it's a group effort. So that weaning time when we're going to ship, uh, gathering cattle, it's always handy to do that. I can do it by myself, but having your mom there and having these cows tuned in with a bucket of cake, it's good. It's makes it a lot easier, and it's kind of cheating. I feel like I'm cheating when I'm doing that, but what the whole point is getting those animals in and doing it as low stress as possible. And so shipping time when we're preg testing, again, after we've got those calves gone and I got the vet scheduled to come over, it's about gathering them up, getting them in there, and then sorting. Sorting's a big deal. It's tough to do that alone.
Yeah.
And so usually we can do it on our own if your brother's here. Sometimes we waylay him and let him know ahead of time so that he can try to work his way out of getting out of some work so he can come help us at a very high rate of pay, I might add. We'll feed him. And then if you're home, certainly during branding and those times, you don't get the opportunity in the fall so much to do
No.
that. Feeding, I've kind of got that down where I can do that myself. Yeah, actually, your mom can do it. She's done it by herself, and you get just a system down that it's just a daily chore. But things like castrating horses, myself and a vet can do it, but that vet can't necessarily do it alone. They could, but why should they? It's
Right.
it's a matter of being able to get a hand, and your own cheap labor at that point, and they show up, or you can take the horse to them. And generally, I like to keep them here so that you don't have a trailer ride home, and you're letting them kind of recover in their own spot and at their own speed, and kind of keep them exercised, cleaned up, and that kind of stuff. So most of the things, fencing, you can always use help fencing. You can put a fence up in a whole lot faster manner if you've got two people. Doesn't cut the work in half. I'll bet it cuts it by 2/3. And a lot of that is moving back and forth,
Right.
setting posts, wire, and then clips. We'll put, like your mom and Connie and myself. If we got three of us, I've got all of the wires mostly up, a center wire, and then you're clipping several others that you've put up, two or three at a time. You got them tightened up, and you're ready to clip. Boy, you just play leapfrog around that, and you'd be surprised how fast you can put up a quarter mile of fence with
Oh
a
yeah.
couple extra hands.
Well, and to kind of close it out, I would say one other time that's also beneficial is if something happens and you need to leave, having somebody to just check on, even in the summertime, check on water, make
Water.
sure water's flowing.
Yeah.
In the wintertime, obviously try and feed too, but the big thing is making sure that those critters have the water they need. So
Yeah, it is handy to have, like your brother was there. I had to go to school for a week
yeah,
this fall, and he took it. He was able to work things around where he come and helped your mom for 3-4 days, and I got confirmation that he was actually helping because it showed a picture of him. He took a selfie of
posted
himself.
on Instagram.
Yeah, did you see that with that?
I posted it.
You
Yeah.
did it? Okay. Where the pickup and hay is in the background and his fuzzy face with one of my Cuban cigars in his
Yep.
mouth.
Yep. And all he asked in repayment was a Cuban cigar. So we posted that puppy and got some likes.
There you go.
So
A legal Cuban, by the way, when they were still,
yeah.
there was a short period of time there, but
Yeah.
hey, Cuban's a Cuban. Tastes like other cigars too.
Well, that's additional help on the range.